Hello there. Today we'll be doing number 135. It's going to be reverse cave nodes in cave group. So in this particular problem, what we're going to do is look for a way to reverse every second item or cave item. And if it goes over the cave item, we don't reverse that. We just leave it. So this involves a linked list, a dummy node, a next group, a previous group, and reversing the array. So let me explain. So what's going to happen is that we're going to have a dummy node point to the beginning of this item, first item. And what's going to happen is that we need some pointers. This is our previous group. What's going to happen is that we're going to have multiple previous groups. We're going to set this previous group here. Once we have made changes, we're going to point dummy to the new cave item, and we're going to point the previous group to be at the current item here. So previous group will now move here, and so on and so forth. And we're going to point the previous group.next again to become the cave item, and we're going to store. We're going to move the previous group to be at the 3, which is going to be like the previous group.next item. And with that, as you can see, previous group.next is here. That's our previous group.next. Okay, and so on and so forth until we get to end of cave. The reversal should be very simple to do. We're just setting the current node to the next node, pointing to the previous node, and that's all. The previous node is going to be, well, the cave node and .next. And that's it. And that's the way we're going to be doing this problem. All right. Let's just get it out in code. Maybe it'll be a little bit clearer with that. Previous group as equal to the dummy currently, and the dummy is equal to let's say a list node, where next is equal to the head. All right. So while true, let's get the head. Let's get the cave item. And to get the cave item, we need the current node and the cave item. What is the current item? Let's say the previous group. So that gives us 0 through 2. That makes sense. All right, let's define it. Okay, let's define it with more clarity. My goodness, what am I thinking? And so it's possible to get none. So because if not cave, that means we can break, and that means we can return the dummy node .next. That's where our pointer is going to be, our first node. So with that, let's get the node. So this is going to be pretty simple. While cur and cave is greater than 0, let's k minus equals 1, and cur equals cur.next. Perfect. With that done, return cur. All right, very good. Okay, so now time for the reversal. What's going to be our previous item at this point, and what's going to be our current item? What those items is going to be the basically cave.next, which is the next group over, and that's going to be our previous item that we want to be pointing towards. and our current item is going to be the previous group dot next, as you can see here, this right there. And what we're going to do is while cur does not equal caf.next. Well, what is caf.next? It's going to be previous. I think it should be fine. Yeah, should be fine. I wonder. Anyways, temp equals current dot next. Current dot next is equal to previous, and the previous is equal to the current, and the current is equal to current to temp. With that, we have reversed everything. Let's reset the temp to the previous dot next, because we're gonna need that. Because we're going to be setting that as our next previous group. Currently, we're going to set our previous group dot next is equal to the caf. So this items dot next is going to be the caf item, which is the 2. And now previous group equals the temp. And with that, we can return. I think we should be good to go, unless I got something wrong, which is likely. Okay, let's see what happened here. Next is a none type. Okay, that's a problem. Looks like there needs to be a next group. The reason why this does not work is because I think it goes in infinite loop. Alright, let's submit it. And we're good to go. And so this is how you solve this problem called reverse nodes in caf groups. The lesson here is it's all about pointers, and that is very difficult to do sometimes, and I think it's going to take a lot of practice, and you just have to keep doing this problem multiple times until the pointers make sense, what pointer to use. But we do know what we're going to have to do is previous group, next group. It looks like we have to have, next group. And with that, I think those are things to remember. We remember there's a next group, a previous group, and the caf item. And with those items, we know where to point our items. Where previous group is going to point to the caf item here, the 2, and the next previous group is going to be previous group dot next, which is the 1, and that's about it. Yeah, that's the key essential here. And with that, this wasn't too difficult problem once you've gotten the hang of it multiple times. Once you've done it multiple times. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you want more videos, check the link in the description below. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.